ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The Bahama Cycling Federation set to ride off with its 2020 season next weekend. All roads leading north for the Tour de Grand Bahama.
A number of Caribbean countries will be coming down to the Tour of Grand Bahama, where you will have the best of the Bahamas versus the best in the Caribbean. And so what you find happening now with the Tour of Grand Bahama, with our ties now in the Caribbean Confederation, me being vice president, and so we have a lot more access to the Caribbean countries, and you'll find that they're now coming down and supporting our races.
This is a local race, turned into an invitational race, and now it has repercussion of an international race. We have cyclists coming from all over the Caribbean, Canada, Anguilla, St. Vincent, Trinidad, and so this is a race that has mushroomed into an international field, along with our local cyclists and our local champions. And so this is definitely one of the best Tour of Grand Bahama we have experienced in quite some time.
Now into its 6th year, the Tour de Grand Bahama is a 2-day, 3-discipline event.
We begin at 7 a.m. on Saturday with the time trial, which is a 3-mile time trial, where we'll have the Bahamas best. As our best, we have Lauren Sawyer from Spanish Wells. He is coming down. He confirmed that today, as a matter of fact. And an hour after the time trial, we have a crit, which is an event where it's a closed 3-mile loop, whereas the cyclists would ride for an hour. They ride for an hour together or try to get away. And after that hour, then the competition really starts, because you have 3 laps to go, and the winner of those 3 laps will be the winner of the crit. What we're doing this year for the first time is point-based, which means you get points for the position you come in. Before that, we weren't doing points. And so you find a cyclist will just hang in there, and he can win the time trial, and because he always finishes with the group, he wins overall. But it's point-based. And on Sunday morning, beginning at 10 a.m., we've changed the route because Hurricane Dorian really damaged the roads. So we're not going from East End to West End like we do before. We have a loop within the Freeport area, beginning and ending in the front of one of our sponsors, the Grand Bahama Port Authority. So we'll be beginning there at 10 a.m. Sunday morning, where the cyclists will complete 4 laps of a closed loop that comes to 78 miles.
David Nesbitt on the Pro Hardwood last night in Brazil for Corinthians. He came off the bench tallying 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 steals in 25 minutes. Corinthians on the losing end, going down 77-7 to 70 to Unifacika. At 9 and 8, Nesbitt and Corinthians sitting 9th in the standings and play again tomorrow against Serense. The 38th Annual Hugh Campbell Basketball Classic under a month away now. Tournament officials hoping for a good showing from schools in the north as they continue to rebuild back from Hurricane Dorian.
They were devastated to a massive degree, and we encourage them to continue to strive forward with in their efforts to achieve their ultimate best. Basketball is the tool that we use to reunite and to bring together communities. And this tournament is one of those tournaments, and it comes at a pivotal time of the year. After coming out of such a devastating, horrific experience for many of the young men in those islands, will give us an opportunity, the teams and schools in New Providence, an opportunity to reboost their energies and to encourage them to go forward and to reunite as a school, as a nation.
Another student athlete of Bahamian descent making waves on the basketball court, Ambernette Storr, daughter of Ambronisio Storr, has signed a letter of intent to play Division I college basketball with the Drake Bulldogs in Iowa. Storr is a 5'9" combo guard at Kankakee High School in Illinois. She had an outstanding junior campaign, averaging 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 steals per game, helping her school to a 31-1 record en route to being all-city champions. Following her junior year, Storr was an Illinois Miss Basketball nominee, a first-team All-State choice, the South Suburban Conference Most Valuable Player, and a USA Today Illinois first-team selection. She's also a member of the Chicago Hoops Express Club. Drake coach Jenny Bumbrachik says Burnett is a natural scoring guard who has a competitive drive and deep passion for the game, with the ability to add another level of rebounding toughness to the guard position. In 25 games this season, Burnett is averaging 32 points, leading her team to a record of 21-4, 9-1 in conference. The Ole Miss Running Rebels women's basketball team will be back on court tomorrow when they travel to Alabama for a matchup with the Auburn Tigers. The Rebels and Tigers are the only two teams in the SEC without a conference win, so something has to give. Ole Miss enters at 7-11, 0-5 in conference play, while Auburn is 6-10 with an identical conference mark. Head coach Juliette McPhee-McQuinn not giving up on the season just yet.
We got to keep fighting. We got to keep getting better. We got to keep laying the foundation. I'm not going to let the results of the wins and losses define this group. We've been through a lot, but we're just going to keep working at it. We feel like we're on track. I know it's tough to see for maybe I'm a half glass full person, but hey, we went from 28 points to 44 points to 57 points, you know, and so we're just going to keep fighting. We're going to figure out a way to sneak one, you know. And if we don't, we're going to keep fighting. That's what this season is about for us. We're not going to be defined by the record, and whoever wants to define us by that is okay. But our group, we're not. That's not what we're focused on. You know, we're in year 2. We're focused on doing things the right way above the line. We're focused on playing hard and competing, and I can see us doing that a little bit more every game.
Malachi McCoy with one of his best games of the season so far on Monday night, pouring in 21 points for the Division II Benedict College Tigers in an overtime loss to Albany State. While most of his focus is on the court and in the classroom, McCoy says he still finds time to keep in touch with his former Doris Johnson teammates.
Jonas is my brother, you know. We came a long way out of high school. Right now, him and Tristan, they actually study at a prep school in Tennessee. It's called Bristol Prep in Jamesburg, Tennessee. They're actually, you know, working hard over there, and, you know, competing. My goal is to try and get them to come where I am, you know, because they're like right there. But some of the younger dudes we left behind, you know, Joshua and Matthew and Richard and all them, they actually like competing now, you know, in high school to try and make a name for themselves, you know. And, you know, coming as the former captain, you know, I tried to instill whatever I could in them, you know, to make it to where they want to be.
The Bahamas Elite Sports Academy, one of the newer schools in the country, and they're progressing slowly but surely.
It's being a new thing to the Bahamas, and persons that's thinking it's just sports, but not knowing that it's academic and sports included. So it's basically been growing very well, and it's been very receptive for a lot of parents. This year we added the younger level, the primary school kids, and they're starting at a young age because parents are now saying that sports is an open door, that these kids can go to college and become a professional one day.
The Bahamas Chess Federation held its annual general meeting and election of officers on Sunday. Elton Joseph returned as president. He's joined by First Vice President Chappelle Wims, Second VP Dr. David Sands, Treasurer is Andrew Moss, and Secretary is Byron Small. Well, it's no secret that officials have one of the hardest jobs in sports, often taking criticism from both athletes and spectators. But for umpire Stephen Turnquest, it's a much different atmosphere at the Junior Baseball League of Nassau.
It's an excellent place to be. Excellent place to be for kids, parents, and everything else. And what do you see up here is a commitment to the development of the youngsters. And that is what I cherish as well, and that is what I love. And that is what keeps me keep me coming back.
Marathon Bahamas Race Weekend 2020, all history now. The Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure had a good showing, and this time around participants were even making a fashion statement.
We've supported Race for the Cure for many, many years. They do an incredible job, and we thought this year we'd have a little fun with it, so we got all dressed up, and the office made the costumes. We're a creative company, and we just brought a little creativity to it, and we're thrilled to win most creative, but mostly we just want to applaud the people who organize this every year and have done a remarkable job. This is the 10th year. I've been a cancer survivor for nearly 25 years, and because of people like the organizers and the supporters of Race for the Cure, there will be a cure.
Just over 2 weeks to go now until the start of the Farmers Cay Regatta. For those of you not too keen on the sailing competition, there will be a number of onshore activities to keep you busy.
Around Ocean Cabin, we have the chicken race, where we pick a numbers for those who like to wager a little bit. They can pick a number. We have the soldier crab race, where, you know, those who know about soldier crab, the soldier crabs put a ring, and the first one get out, you kind of wager 25 cents, I think it is. And the chicken, you squat on the number, 50 numbers in the box, and the first number squat on. So that's kind of, the tourists really like to eat that up because, you know, that's unique, a unique cultural thing to, I believe, just maybe Farmers Cay. I think I see some part of Abaco doing some of that stuff. And of course, some of the old games, the egg toss and the thread the needle, little beach volleyball, and some other games.
That's a look at sports. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.